Hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Arevalo, a cake decorator, coach, and teacher, and I am here to empower my fellow cake artists to unleash their creativity and unite as a strong cake community. Whether you are a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is here to support and empower you on your cake decorating journey. Let me coach you for success by setting achievable goals, understanding that managing your time and having a positive mindset, knowing your customers, and learning how to teach your craft are all as important as flour, sugar, and eggs. I'll share what has worked for me from a very personal and relatable perspective. My goal is to help you establish your presence, reduce stress related to time and working hours, and engage in cake collaborations and competitions. Eventually, you could become that featured cake artist in a magazine or teach at international events just like me. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here, super happy to be here again with you another Friday morning here from Lisbon, Portugal. A quite rainy Friday morning. It's crazy, it's been raining a lot since, I don't know, yesterday, the day before. Um, and it's funny because I think um, we switch weathers with the UK. Yesterday, I had the an amazing time. I have the honor to be teaching a sugar paste modeling class to the West Wickham Sugar Craft Club, part or member of the National Sugar Art Association. They have been my or receiving me on their stand on Cake International for a couple of years now. And yesterday, I had the chance to teach them on a Zoom class. We had a lot of fun, ladies. If anybody's listening, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for having me. You're blessed. You're the best. And it was sunny. It was sunny in London apparently, and it's raining here. So yeah, we are. Our weathers are are changed apparently. But anyway, it's another Friday, it's another day, and it's another day for an episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of interviews coming up. I have a lineup of people who are will be interviewed here on the show. But we're just trying to make everything happen with our crazy schedule. So for now, still me, a solo episode. But I love to talk. And I love to share with you everything business, everything management related to let's say, the less overwhelm management of your cake business. And today, no difference. We're going to be talking about something that actually is quite personal and resonates with me is the right or the ideal, I'm not going to say the ideal client for your cake business. I'm going to explain why. Recently, this week actually, I had a conversation with Savannah Timfei. She was here on the show, another cake coach. I follow her a lot. I mean, I follow her on Instagram a lot. I do follow her. I follow everyone on Instagram. I love to know what my peers are doing because, as I mentioned before, this niche of um, cake coaching or coaching for cake artists is quite new. So I just like to know what's happening, what's going on, what they're working on. Of course, not to copycat, but to get informed of what are the tendencies in the market. And I do follow Savannah. She's very wise. I always say every coach needs a coach, and she actually was so kind to help me through a rough patch that I was having with my Instagram. She's now holding an Instagram something. I'm sorry, Savannah. I don't know exactly. I don't remember exactly what you're doing with Instagram, but I know she's helping. I don't know if it's a webinar or if she's working with her group with Instagram. She's been posting a lot about Instagram, and she had a poll about what her biggest struggle was. And I said, it's not that I don't know what I'm doing, and it's not that I'm not um, consistent. I'm both, but it's just not going anywhere somehow. So we chat, we talk about, and we got to the conclusion that it had to do with the ideal client or um, the right client and talking to that right client. Even though I do have my target customer avatar, I worked on that for a few years. I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you, my cake artists who struggle with time management, with the management of your business, with being overwhelmed, or being um, stressed about all of the things that includes or that are part of running a business. As you know, I don't show you um, the latest tendencies on cake decoration. I'm not going to talk about the latest sprinkle fashion. No, no. We're talking about business, and especially the part of how do you feel running your business? How that feeling of being stuck, overwhelmed, imposter syndrome, procrastination, all of that related to your cake business, and how to move forward from that, how to move away from that, right? But talking to Savannah about the ideal client made me think that still there's always our client, our clientele, not our clientele, our target audience is constantly uh, changing, shifting, um, with a lot of outside um, factors that can make them feel one way at one point, feel in a different way in one point. Their needs change, their necessities. Um, it is seasonal. It has to do with seasons. Like usually the end of the year is way more busy, so people get to be more stressed about that. Uh, Usually that's where a peak of client of ideal customers come to me, because that's when people are stressed. So all of these factors, and we have to constantly keep working on the message to our ideal clients. Thank you, Savannah, for that. You were my coach that day. We all do need a coach. And it made me think that, okay, I'm going to do an episode, being honest as I am and being transparent as I am of what I'm going through, with tailoring again the message to my ideal client, even though I've been working on that, and to help you also either find it or tailor the message to yours. Okay, so I think the learning point, the learning curve of all of this is, even though you know your target audience, even though you have your avatar, even though you know who you're talking to, there are a lot of factors that can make those ideal client change, their needs change. It comes and goes. Even in the podcast, um, I've been it's been growing, the podcast has been growing, but it's not been growing as fast as in other times. So it's a lot of factors that we need to work on, and that's where we will be working on today. So don't go anywhere, because today we have a very interesting episode about finding the right client or attracting your ideal client. And also, we have a new sponsor. So don't go anywhere, because the episode is about to start.
Hey, my sweet friend, if you like this episode and enjoy this podcast, there is only one thing I want from you. Please like, follow, and leave me a started review in any of your favorite podcast platform where you're listening to this podcast now. This way, this program can keep growing. The algorithm will show it to more cake artists who will benefit from it. Download the episode, share it on your social media, and tag me, and I'll gladly tag you and follow you back. I would love to hear what you have to say. You can leave me a voice message on Anchor, Spotify for podcasters, answer the questions and polls on the episode, or leave me a comment on my social media. Even if you don't like what I say, I would love to hear your opinion. And let me invite you to follow me on Instagram as at the Art K Coach, or in any of my social media accounts. I'll leave you all the links in the description of this episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Art K Coach podcast.
Well, my friends, my sweet friends, my sweet uh, bakers, cake decorators, cake artists, uh, who hopefully are not stressed, not overwhelmed, and don't feel like you're not getting anywhere, are not procrastinating. Hopefully, we all do that. But anyway, this episode is for you. If one of the things that you feel that you haven't quite cracked yet is talking either talking to your right client, or your ideal client, or finding it. Okay, so why is targeting the right client important? It can transform your cake business. It can transform any business. It can save you time, reduce stress, and increase profitability. We don't want to talk to everyone. We thought that was the case. We started our businesses many years ago thinking that we could do everything, we could bake anything for everyone. And as cake decorating grew, we realized that it's not the case. It's not the case. Niching is important. I'm not saying that is you have to niche. It's important. Okay, I'm in like a little red thin red line in there because I think niching is important, but you can switch your niches if necessary. You can diversify products, so niches will be different. But knowing who you're talking to, knowing your target audience, whatever niche you're working on, or even if you diversify in different products, is important because that is what is going to bring you conversion. Um, Having the right client matters because it avoid burnout from difficult customers. Okay, first of all, we don't want that. It avoid working with people who do not value your expertise and you constantly have to be explaining yourself. We've been there, done that. I know, I know, I know. You know, right? Okay. And it help you build a sustainable and profitable cake business. How many of us have gone through the client who's always nagging about the price, late time, I mean, last minute orders, um, changing designs, and we're like, "Ugh, why did I say yes?" Because we think that we have to serve everyone, we have to sell to everyone. Again, because in my head I'm going 1,000 miles an hour, 1,000 kilometers an hour in my head, because I'm thinking in the back of my head, hey Christina, but I need the money. I need to work. I cannot say no to a client. I know. But hear me out. But first of all, I'm not telling you that this is what you should do. This is an option. Saying no and tailor your customer is an option, and I think that's the best. That's the not the best. That's the how would I put it? That's my biggest takeaway from everything that I've gone through in all the years of my business. It's an option because we think it's black or white. We think it's this or that. We think we have to do this, otherwise we're doing it wrong or we're missing out. No, just value the idea that you have options. And one of your options is saying no to a client who's not right for you. It's an option that you have. Okay? So don't see it as good or bad or you should do, you shouldn't do it. It's an option. So think about it. Okay? Now, who is your ideal client? Here is where things get tricky because we need to define your audience. We know that having the real client, the right client matters. We know why it matters, but who is it? And that's where things get tricky because we can tailor as much we want. We can ask ourselves 1,000 questions. We can even ask ChatGPT. Go to ChatGPT. I've done it. Go to ChatGPT, describe your business, describe what you do, describe where you live, give them as much information as you want. Give it, not them, as much information as you want, and it will tell you, oh, your right client will be this and this and that. But you have the last word. You are the one who decides, yes, this is my ideal client, or no, this is not. There are exercises, and we're going to do a few exercises here in order to get to that point. And if you already think that you have it, or if you already have your ideal client, I want you to do these exercises anyway, or every, I don't know, 6 months. Go back and check it out because maybe your business have pivot, changed, your clients' needs have changed. We need to keep this a constant. We need to keep asking ourselves, who is our client? And that is one of the things that I mentioned at the beginning of the episode that Savannah helped me with because I thought in my mind, okay, this is done. I already know who my client is. I already know who I'm talking to. And I was saying the same thing that I've been saying since last year. And then it made me realize maybe my client, my ideal client, has changed. And the beauty of it is that I realized that I have changed as well. My message is more focused, more tailored. So that means that my client has to be more focused and more tailored as well. I'm not the same K coach that I was last year because I'm way more organized, I'm aiming to a very specific objective. I'm narrowing down all the things that I used to do. So I also have to narrow down my clients. So thank you, Samantha, for that. Now, who is your ideal client? Let's go back to that. If you don't have it, if you don't know, if you're just selling to whoever shows up at your door or calls you, okay? What type of cakes do you specialize in? I'm gonna give you my example, and I think if you heard these episodes, if you heard this podcast, you know. I started doing everything: cookies, cupcake, wedding cakes, christening cakes, celebration cakes, modeling toppers, you name it, you name it. But I hated, and hate is a big word, I know, but I didn't like to do wedding cakes. It was so stressful for me, dealing with the brides, dealing with the tasting, taking it to the venue. It was too much for me. I couldn't. But I thought I cannot say no to a wedding because wedding cakes tends to be more expensive, so I will make more money. But at the end of the day, I was not making that much money compared to all the stress and all the preparation because I had to like stop my kitchen and only do that wedding cake because I would get so overwhelmed that I was not able to do anything else. While if I was doing some, maybe, I don't know, cake pops and celebration cakes, I could do like, I don't know, 5 cakes in a weekend and I was fine. And I could do dozens of cake pops and I was fine. So I had to rethink. I don't do wedding cakes. So, what type of cakes do you specialize in? It's important to know. Now, from there, what kind of people value and buy those cakes? What kind of people? The other day, actually, I was listening to a podcast that it was called The Cheap Baker. And I loved it. I was like, wow, this is interesting because this person is actually monetizing on the fact that she doesn't bake expensive cakes. When we're all telling everybody, you should raise your prices, you should price correctly. And she's like, no, my cakes are simple, cheap, and for everyone. Okay. And it's working for her. That's the people who's valuing her work. And she made a niche out of that. And I love it. So, is that you? Who or what kind of people value the work that you do, that cake that you love? And I want you to be very specific on that one. Is it, I mean, specific on demographic, where they live, what are their hobbies, what do they like, what are they like physically, how do they talk, how much they spend on a cake. Be very specific because all of this data is going to tailor the message that you're going to pass to your clients through your website, social media, marketing, everything. And of course, your price is going to align with the right market. So let's say you have a high-end wedding cake business. You're not going to be pricing cheap. It's because the message collides. It's like it's high-end, it's very elegant, structured, tall, flower, timeless wedding cakes. You cannot be cheap. You can't. You have to price accordingly because the people who's going to look for that kind of cakes are people who have money to pay for it. Okay. Now, if you're just doing sprinkle cupcakes for, I don't know, kids' birthday parties, okay, maybe not high end. I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. I'm not telling you how much you should charge. But it's not high end, so okay, you can think about the pricing, but the pricing has to align with the right customer and with the right market. Because, and this is the beauty of it, if you price high or low, whatever you price, but if you're pricing to the right target audience, to the right client in the right market, you're always going to have work, always, because it flows. It just flows. Simple as that. So don't go anywhere, because in the next part, I'm going to talk about how to find and attract those clients and some red flags. Yeah, red flags, what to avoid in some clients. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Calling all cake artists and sugar sculptors. If you're looking for high quality paste that give you more control, stability, and creativity, then let me introduce you to award-winning Creativa by Margarita Ferrara. After years of perfecting her craft, Margarita created a line of 4 professional sugar pastes designed to bring your vision to life. Whether it is modeling paste with cocoa butter for seamless sculpting, modeling chocolate for durable, large scale creations, fondant that stays smooth and elastic, or the new special edition modeling paste for detailed work. Plus, her Creativa food colors are made to keep your designs vibrant without compromising texture. Ready to take your sugar art to the next level? Be Creativa, everything you can be. You can find out more where to find this paste in the links of this episode.
Hello, my friends. I'm back with this episode on how to find your ideal cake client. And just for you to know, there are many episodes here on the podcast about target audience, about niching, and I have a very special class on the subscription platform. The subscription platform is only €2.99 a month. That's all. I mean, it's cheaper than Netflix, and way cheaper at Netflix. And you will have access to all the classes that I have there recorded for you. Those are classes. It's not like just a podcast. Those are audio classes with downloadable material, PDFs, and so on. So, and I have one very special one about target audience and niche. Now, how to find and attract those clients? Okay, let's say I answer all my questions. I know more or less who my ideal client is. Remember, this is dynamic. It's not going to be static. It's not going to be, okay, this is my client, that's it. For the rest of my life, this is the only person I'm going to sell to. It's going to change according to many things. Okay? Even external things as economics, politics, finances, seasonal. It could change. So you will have to tailor your message. And I know what you're thinking, because it's in the back of my head. Another thing to think about, Christina, I need to bake my cakes. I need to bake my cakes. No, don't worry. It's not like you have to change your message to your client every week. No, you can do this twice a year and it will be fine. Okay, so how to find and attract that client? Let's start with social media. Let's dig into your social media and work or speak to the person that you're selling. Let me explain. First of all, I want to share with you what I did. Right? I went into ChatGPT. I'm having a very good relationship with ChatGPT. My ChatGPT has a name. I call him Alex. I used to call Maria as Maria, my uh, how do you call it, my assistant. But then one day I was talking to ChatGPT, because I am very nice to ChatGPT. People laugh at me, but I'm very nice to ChatGPT. I say, hello, good morning, how are you today? Good to working with you. It's this crazy idea that if ever the machines are going to rebel against us, at least I was nice to them, so they're not going to kill me. Anyway, this is crazy. I know you're probably laughing at me right now, but that's I'm just nice with everybody. So why I wouldn't be nice with the machine too? So talking to Alex, which is my ChatGPT, I asked Alex what if I had to first of all help me get to my ideal client, right? This is what I do, this is how I do it, this is where I do it. I explain everything, gave me an idea of my ideal client. Then you can do that. Just go to ChatGPT, be very specific about all of the things. And this is a free version, okay? So you don't have to pay anything. Be very specific about all of the things that you do, where you live, what you do, how much you charge, more or less everything that you can find about your business. Um, and it will tell you more or less your ideal customer. And from that ideal customer, I asked ChatGPT to produce an avatar. An avatar is like a person. It's like you're talking to a person, right? And my avatar name, I think I shared it on an episode before. My avatar name is Sarah. Okay. She's 35-year-old baker from home, and she has kids. She recently stopped or dropped her work on her cake business and is trying to figuring it out. So more or less, that's my ideal client. Even though I need to go back and check it out, but do the review of the year, but more or less that. So you can do that. You can go into ChatGPT and ask all of that, and it will give you your ideal client. What happens is when I'm tailoring the message on social media, I'm talking to Sarah. I imagine that Sarah is right in front of me, and I'm talking to you, Sarah, who have kids, who's at home, who's trying to create a business out of scratch with your expertise as a baker, who's probably stressed because on top of everything, you have to take care of the house, the kids, the homeworks, drive them around, all of that. So through social media, you can tailor your message for that ideal client. When you start tailoring your message and everything that you show on social media is direct to that avatar, the people who resonate with that message is going to come. It's going to come. And that's one of the things that Savannah helped me with, because I was keep talking about the same or to the same person, and I realized that my target audience has changed and I haven't updated it yet. So it grew exponentially at the beginning and it stopped. So I need to go back and do that. Um, Through messaging, through branding, to speak their language. So if I'm talking to Sarah, my message has to be simple, easy to understand. Sarah is busy. Sarah is stressed. Sarah has a lot to do. Maybe Sarah listens to the podcast because she needs to just not think about things sometimes. Or while she's baking, I'm making her laugh, talking about ChatGPT that I call Maria and Alex. I don't know. And that makes her happy and that makes her resonate with my message. And eventually she will be my client. Okay, so my message is to her because I speak her language. Your branding. If you know my branding is purple because I love purple. So it's easy to keep it consistent because it's a color that I love. Everything that I love is purple. So it's not like I have to force it. So it's me. My branding is playful, is out there, it's loud because that's me. I cannot be. I'm not a beige mom. I'm not. If you are, it's fine. I actually admire the beige mom. I wish I was a beige mom because everything was easier, uh, and clean and and tailored. I'm not. I'm not beige mom. I'm all over the place. I do a lot of things at the same time, so I'm loud, and that's what my brand is. The thing is, I'm going to attract the person who resonates with the me. It's not. It's not. It's not a fake scenario that is going to attract people who do not resonate with me. Just imagine if I were to have a beige brand. Again, I'm not saying it in a bad way, no way. But imagine, those Instagrams, they're all beautiful, tailored, and nice. For wedding cakes. And I admire the people, I said it here on the show, I admire the people who have those Instagram profiles and brands because it's just gorgeous to look at. And, and showcase these uh, beautiful tall wedding cakes and, cakes that are so romantic and I don't know, elegant, high end. And then they find me. They find me like, hi, guys, to your friends, all purple and, with my hair all over the place. Excuse me, you have nothing to do with the message? is not for me. You are not for me. So the message has to reflect you, it has to be who you are, because you're going to speak the language of your client. Your client is going to resonate with you. You are going to resonate with them. And it's going to be almost like dating, almost like a love relationship, because you're going to be comfortable with each other. And that's a way to find it. So it's a whole circle, okay? Talk to your ideal client the way you are, okay? Show your message and your brand as you are, as who truly, I mean, uh, what truly represents you and your brand, and you will attract that person. But of course, you can tailor it, tweak it here and there, because you do want to sell, and you do want to sell to the ideal client. A great tool, and actually today I was also listening to another episode about this, um, and there is no, we overlooked it, and it's so important, is word of mouth and referrals. Okay, the best way to attract, or one of the best way to attract the good client or an ideal client, is through word of mouth from a happy customer. A happy customer means that it aligns with everything that you do, with your cakes, your flavors, your brand, your message. And if that person talks to their friend who's just like them and say, "Yeah, you know what? This lady makes these gorgeous cakes and they're so tasteful, and they're like the chocolate is amazing, and she delivered it with such care, and she's so nice. She's just like us." Your friend, their friend is going to come, and that friend is going to refer to another friend, and a happy customer is always going to say something nice. So that happy customer and that friend, that's your ideal client. That's where you should go. um it's not overnight. It takes time building a business, and anyone, that is one thing that I've been learning, and actually I've said this with many of our guests here in the show. When you find, and I'm sorry if anybody works that way or believes in that, but I'm gonna be honest. All these messages that you find on Instagram and Facebook, on social media, like build your brand in 30 days and become a millionaire. I cannot. I cannot. I'm sorry. This is one of the things that I'm like, no. I mean, not no, no, and not because I don't believe in the. Sorry, I'm messing with the microphone. Not because I don't believe in exponential instant success. It could happen. It could happen. I'm not saying that it was, no, no, that's fantasy. No, it could happen. It could. You never know. You can be in the right place at the right time and the right reasons, and this happens. Yes. But building a business and not going nuts in between, in the process, and attracting the right customer, and getting to really, really know, this is it. This is my business. This is what I am, and this is what I'm doing. And just making the machine move, because I always feel like uh, it's not only having the idea and creating the business, is keeping the machine moving. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes a lot of thinking. It takes a lot of reflection. It takes a lot of learning and a lot of knowledge. So it's not 30 days you're going to get a millionaire. And one of the steps in that, movement of the machine is the word of mouth and the referral of your clients. It will take time, but believe me, it will be a sure thing. My 17-year-old cake business uh, thrive, because I'm not going to say it did survive for a while, but then it thrived only and solid through word of mouth and referral. I never did any marketing on my business, and I always had cakes to do every single weekend. So, because those were the clients that were happy and they keep passing the voice, they would keep coming back. That's what you want. Now, there are some red flags. Just like in any relationship, in any blind date, there are some red flags that you need to avoid in a client. Price hagglers and unrealistic expectations. But I have a cousin that will make it cheaper. Well, go and make your cousin do your cake, because I'm not going to make it. That's it. It's like, really? That's a good. Well, do one thing. Ask your cousin to do it, and then I would love to see the picture, see how it turned out. That's it. That's what I used to answer. Because my neighbor makes it cheaper. Well, give work to your neighbor. Your neighbor deserves the chance. Go ahead. I'm not going to lower my prices because your neighbor makes it cheaper. I'm sorry, no. So price hagglers are usually a problem. Unrealistic expectations. I don't know if I told you this story. If I did, I'm sorry. If I'm repeating myself, I'm probably getting to that age that I'm repeating myself. I had a customer who called me on Sunday night. Okay, not working hours, but the phone rang several times. Unknown number. I was like, okay, what's going on? It was like 10 at night on a Sunday. Oh, hello. Is this the lady who bakes cakes? Oh, God. Yes, it's Christina here from, at that time it was Bolos de Coraz de Cristina because it was the Portuguese, I worked for the Portuguese market. Yes, sure. What can I do for you? Oh, I need a cake for Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And, well, the show Cake Boss? It's like, yeah, by the time it was a big deal. Yeah, yes, of course I know the show. You know those cakes that move and have lights and like fireworks and it's like a big deal? Yeah. Could you make one of those for Wednesday? No. I'm sorry, for Wednesday? I can't. I can't. Those cakes required a lot of planning. I would never take an order for a cake like that in less than a month. I'm sorry. No. Oh, that's so bad because it's my wife's birthday and she loves the show and she really wants a cake that moves and I don't know, shoot fireworks. I don't know what he wanted. And I said, well, just out of curiosity, how is that a big party that you have? How big is the cake? Oh no, it's just for us in the house, the family. About a kilo. I was like, what? I was like, I couldn't. It's like, should I explain? Should I? I was like, no, I'm not gonna explain. I said, well, I'm so sorry. I just don't take orders like that in such a short notice. But thank you anyway. Anytime, if you want a cake from me, at least a month. Thank you. Bye bye. Good night. What? That was I mean, that's the top unrealistic expectation client I ever had in my life. And I had other stories like that, but that one got the award. It's like, what? No way. So avoid those clients, even though you tell them, because that's another thing. I used to say last minute orders, crazy clients, and I will price them. I don't know. That will cost you, I don't know, 500 euros. Okay. Oh God. I would try to price them very high, so they will say no, and then we'll say okay, and I was like, oh God, why did I do it? But no, usually I don't. I no, usually I don't bake anymore, but I learned very early in my business not to deal with price hagglers and unrealistic uh, expectation clients, wasters, and last minute requests. Those are another ones that is like I mean, I'm totally against last minute request because it takes away from paying customers that have done their homework and have booked your cake in advance. And you're going to take time away from that cake in order to work on a last minute order that probably didn't even know. Uh, it's no, no. I I'm against it. But if you're willing to take a last minute request, raise your prices. It's like, okay, there's a fee for the last minute request and pay in advance because the last minute requests they usually tend to no show to pick up their cakes. That I had that too at the beginning of my baking years, and I learned. Um, there is a difference between the dream client and the draining client. Draining client is the one that I just told you, and it's not because they call you and say, "Are you the lady who bake cakes? And I need a cake." It's like, "Chickling! Oh, I can see money next. So yeah, I'm going to do the cake." No, 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 no. Talk to the client. Have a timeline to do for the client to book their cakes. 15 days, a month, 2 months, whatever it is that you work with. Have your timeline. Have a consultation. Don't only exchange WhatsApp. Okay? Talk to the client. However, I recommend to always have a written form of, you know, communication, because if it's just on the phone, the client will say, "No, I didn't say that," and yes, I did. So yeah, even though if you talk on the phone, write it down and send it to the client for approval. This is what you told me on the phone. This is what we agreed on. Are you okay with that? It's very important to avoid issues and avoid problems. Okay. I've heard so many stories. Thank goodness I never had a really bad story with a client. I only had once. It was a client that wanted, the wife called and said, "I want a cake for this date." So, yeah, sure. It was through email. Okay, I never called. We never talked on the phone. It was through emails. And I said, "Sure, this is my prices. These are the flavors. To book the cake, you need to pay 50% in advance up to this date so I can organize and do the cake." Never answer back. Never. She just sent the email and never answer back. Never pay the advance on the cake. Never. And on the day of the party, she shows us at my door asking for the cake. I said, "What cake? You never paid. Um, you never. I mean, this never happened. There was no assurance for the cake. There was nothing. There's no cake." And then she left very mad. And her husband called me and yelled at me at the phone and threatened to call the police, because since I was not Portuguese, I might have been an illegal alien, an illegal like the music, an illegal immigrant trying to make a business and not pay my taxes. It's like, what? First of all, I'm Portuguese. I have my Portuguese nationality, and second, I do pay taxes, a lot of them. So, yeah, it was not nice. It was the only time I had like a really, really bad experience with a client. But that's it. That's it. But of course, it's like you cannot do anything because you never pay for it, and it's right there in the rules. But I had it written on an email, and there was no reply to the email, so I was okay with that. So yeah, be careful with that. Cover your backs all the time, because you never know what you can find on the other side of that phone or of that email. But hopefully, if you tailor your message, I don't want to leave you with that note, but hopefully, if you tailor your message, if you really know who you're talking to, your ideal client is going to show up at your door. Now, again, don't go anywhere. Just a few announcements, and I'll be right back with some action plan and, of course, a freebie for you.
Hello, my sweet friend. Let me invite you to subscribe to the Art K Coach podcast exclusive content platform. By becoming a member, you'll get exclusive monthly content and access to audio classes and workshops on goal setting, time management, social media posting, pricing mindset, and teaching. Get access to exclusive bonus content for only €2.99 a month. Check out the link to subscription platform on the description of this episode. Let me help you on your cake journey and coach you for success here at the Art K Coach podcast.
Okay, so a quick action plan that you can use in order to tailor, find out, or even audit your clients. Okay, first of all, audit your past clients. Who brought joy and who brought stress? Stick to the ones that brought you joy. And from there, I want you to think about that client. Who is the client? Where does it live? How much money it makes? How much money is willing to pay for a cake? Where did they find you? How old are they? What kind of celebration cakes they ask for? All of that you can from the joyful clients. Okay. From there, I want you to create an ideal client profile. Who they are, what they need, the need. Remember, I always remember Natalie from 13 Rhythms. It's not a need. No, it's not. But what they need from a cake. Anyway, all of this, I mean, I really want you to think about it. And if you want some help, just go to ChatGPT. Okay, you can do that. And write all of this down. ChatGPT can help you. It can. It did help me, and I'm giving away my number one tool, which is Alex or Maria, depending on the day how I call it. And yeah, it does help. It does help. And adjust the message and your social media to attract that ideal client. That is actually what I'm going to do this upcoming week. I'm going to be working on this because, as I said, even though I thought I had everything already set with my target audience and my ideal client, I realized the message was not getting through. Was not, you know, what's going on? And I realized that I have changed. My business is I will say it my business went through a funnel of from a lot to a very specific thing. And uh, of course the client has to I have to change my not change it. I have to adapt my message to the client for that niche, for that business as well. And thank you, Savannah, because you helped me on that. Now, I want you to reflect from this a week on who is your dream client and are you really attracting that client? And I don't want you to do that alone, of course. So I have a special worksheet called Client Profile Worksheet that you can download directly from this episode. So just to ask you some questions, it has some very simple questions and bullet points to think. So you can more or less tailor who your ideal client is. Of course, this worksheet is free. It's absolutely free and will also be available from the website. So I will leave you the two links from the website and directly to the PDF from this episode. And share with me on social media. If you're listening, share with me on social media. Tag me if you know who your ideal client is or if you're looking for it. And just to keep the conversation going. I would love, love, love to keep the conversation going. And with this, my friends, that's it. That's it for today. With this, I say goodbye. Don't forget to go and download the worksheet. It's something that can help you tailor your message. And even you can use the worksheet and then go to ChatGPT and ask with the results of your worksheet, and it can help you as well. I think we need to do an episode on AI again, and because it's the world is changing. It's a tool. It's there. We need to use it, and we need to know how to use it. And be nice to the machine. Be nice to the machine. You never know. So be nice to the machine. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for putting up with all my craziness. And this me, see, all crazy and purple and all over the place, but always willing to help you and to be there for you. So as always, my friends, stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next week.
As your K coach, I am here to help you. If you want to go a little bit further in your journey to organize your time, set clear goals, maybe teach, work on your mindset, or set a roadmap for results, especially for results and success, I am here for you. Why don't you book a free discovery call with me? I will be leaving the links here in this episode so we can chat, we can talk about what you really need, and we can see if we're a good fit for each other. Remember, I have just one mission in this cake world. First is to unite the cake community as one and to make you, my cake artist, my sweet friend, understand the importance of investing in you. Like I said, I will be leaving the links here in the description of this episode so you can book a 30 minutes free discovery call with me. And just remember, in case nobody said this to you today, I do appreciate you and I want you to stay safe and stay creative.